Hi my clever crafty friends, it's Janet coming at you from SugarShine Designs. I'm so glad you're here with me today. This is my second Spring and Easter series video, and it is the week of Valentine's Day, so we're going to have a Valentine's Day project. I would say though that this can be done for almost any occasion, just as long as it's for somebody you love, and I assume there's plenty of those in your life. But in honor of Valentine's Day, I have a project that features a heart. Not just any heart though. Take a look at this one. I'll get this out of the way. Get it ready. Bleep. Isn't that awesome? This is a honeycomb heart that I made that's going to go on the inside of my card so that when it opens up, they're going to see this beautiful heart shape. Now honeycomb is something that I've always been fascinated with as a little girl. I always thought it was so cool that it started so flat and then turned into this gorgeous 3D item. But I never thought about how it was made or that I could even make it. And it turns out that honeycomb is actually quite simple to do. It just requires you to know a couple tricks and to have the right materials on hand. And it's not complicated in terms of having fancy materials. So let's show you how this is made. First of all, I am using some origami paper. This is a pack of origami that I actually got years ago from our friends in Europe who sent it to my son when he was little. And we used some of it, but there was still quite a bit left. Origami paper is, at least this kind that I have, is nothing special. Really all it is construction paper. It's not crepe paper, it's just construction paper. So if you have construction paper at home, this will work. Or you could use some tissue paper as well. I have not tried the tissue paper, but I know that that will work, obviously, because that's usually what we see honeycomb made out of when we buy it at the store or whatever. But this works quite well and it's very durable. So let's show you how easy it is to do this. So the pack that I had back here is 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 square. What you need to do is have shapes that are exactly the same size dimension. So I just divided this into 4 pieces, so 3 1/8 by 3 1/8 inch squares, what I ended up with here. You can use any size. You can use it at this size, go up to 6 inches, 10 inches, whatever you have on hand that is, this kind of material you can use to make honeycomb. The trick is glue placement. That's really the whole thing. So let me show you that. Alright, what you're going to need is a liquid glue, or you can use a liquid glue with a paintbrush, but this one works good. This is art glitter glue and it has that fine point on it. And that's what you need to do, is get a limited amount of glue in a fairly straight line, and that's what you can that's how you create your honeycomb shape. So this is how I'm doing it, and I learned this from an origami channel on YouTube. And what you do, in this case I chose to make 13 pieces of these squares, and it's a matter of folding them so that you can see the lines. I think you can see all the little lines here. These are going to become your glue lines. So there's actually 5 lines. 1, 2, 1 right in the middle, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't count. Sorry. So there's 5 lines, and those are going to be your glue lines. Let me show you how you fold it. It's super simple. It's just a matter of having everything. So you half the first, you half it by folding once, then half it again by folding it again in half. Open it up, and now you're going to fold this end halfway to the halfway mark. And then you're going to fold it all the way to the middle. And use a bone folder or your fingernail to get a nice decent crease there. Then you go to the other side, you do the same thing. You fold it halfway to the halfway mark of the paper right there. Then you fold it over again. Make those impressions, and when you unfold it, you're going to see all of your lines. So let's do it again with the paper that I've already folded. So you first take your square, fold it in half, fold it in half again, then open it up. Here's your halfway mark to that little square. Fold it over halfway to that mark and halfway again so that you finally meet that mark. Do the same thing on the other side, halfway to the halfway mark, fold it over again, and voila, you will make yourself a pattern here of 5 vertical fold lines. All right, so next step is very simple. All of this is super simple, and it would be good for the little ones even to help out with this. So what you're going to do with the first gluing pass is you're going to glue on the second and fourth line. And I'm just going to follow that line and apply a thin strip of glue on that second and fourth line. Fold it over, press down, and move on. I'm going to do that for every single piece. Second line, fourth line, fold it over, press down. And then just stack them so that the folded part is together, because you'll want to put them together eventually with all those folds on one side. So 2 and 4. Let's speed this up now and I'll complete all of them. Alright guys, I've got all 13 pieces all glued, all folded with the folded edge together. Now comes the next step. Again, we're gluing, but this time we're going to glue our individual pieces together. So now remember, before I did the second and fourth line, now we're going to do the first, the third, and the fifth line. And then we're going to match up our piece and put it on top and press down. Now, none of this needs to be too terribly precise. I want to be clear about that. The folding doesn't need to be really super precise. It can be a little off. And this gluing part can be a little bit off too. When you're gluing though, I would say you'll probably want to be as close to this edge as you can. But the sides and the bottom don't really matter because we're going to cut out our heart shape anyway. And so it really doesn't matter. We're not going to keep those edges. So first, third, and fifth. And then glue this together. So obviously if we have 13 of these folded in half, you're actually going to be getting 26 layers in your honeycomb doing it this way. One more time. First, third, and fifth. Put it down. Trying to get that edge. All right, I'm going to speed this up now too, and we'll come back to finish it. All right, I've got all 10 put together and all 10 on the edges here. So I can put the glue away now for the moment. I'm going to put a little weight on this while it's drying, like so. We'll set it off to the side. I want to show you my card base that I'm working on. I've got a pink A2 size card base that's going to open like this with the heart in the center. And I've been working on a card panel front and I want to show it to you. This I think is really pretty and makes this an elegant card, and I am going to give this to my husband for Valentine's Day, by the way. So the embossing in this case, it comes from a Crafter's Companion embossing folder, and I believe it came with my Gemini machine. I'm pretty sure about that, so you might have this as well if you have that Gemini machine. And what I did is I just took some foam hearts that I bought at Michael's at clearance time last year. They're covered in glitter in pink and red, and I thought they would be a fun echo to put on the card front since they're hearts. So that's what I did, and then I embossed with some red. First I did red ink, and then I did clear embossing powder over the top to create my red Happy Valentine's Day sentiment on this flag. And then finally I used the Hero Arts January kit, which had these beautiful butterfly dies. Cut one of those and covered it with bridal tinsel embossing powder from Ranger, and I'm going to put that right there. This flag and the sentiment also came from that January kit. So if you're curious about that kit and what all came in it, I have a video that I did 5 cards using that particular My Hero kit. So I'll put a link to it and you can go check that out if you'd like to. Alright, so I'm not going to put this together on my card front yet because I want to put in my heart first. That way I won't have to fight with that card front. So, here we go. I just need to find a pencil. Alright, and again we want to find where the fold line is. That's going to be the middle of our heart. We're going to draw freehand, or at least I am, a heart, half a heart shape. So I'm going to start here, curve it around, come back, and hit that corner. And I think that's a good enough shape here. I'm going to, oops, things are flying around. I'm going to use my black marker so you can see better what I did. Just a simple half heart shape, nothing fancy. You can freehand that, or if you have a heart somewhere, you can cut it in half or set it over here and do half that heart, but that's all that's needed. Then I'm going to take this sharp pair of scissors from Tim Holtz and I'm going to cut this out. You are going to need a good sharp scissor to get through all of those layers, and this is where, you know, it would be kind of handy to have used a thinner material. But this works. Just do a little bit at a time and you will get through it. All right, a little time has gone by and my heart is all dry and ready to put into my card. So it's going to sit like so, and so I'm just going to apply the glue really good at the bottom, or where that middle actually is going to be for the card, so I want good adhesion right there. And this is something you want really good glue for. Art glitter glue is really great and it holds really tight. But you might also decide you want to use double-sided tape. That could work also. What I'm doing here is just kind of moving it a little bit, just deciding how close to the edge or the fold line I'm going to get to that. And that looks pretty good. So I've got a little seepage here going, so I'm going to clean that up. Alright. Now I can do the other side, and I want to make sure I get that point real well covered in glue as well, because I want that point to be secure on the card. I'm going to fold this over. Let's just double check. It's going to work pretty nicely. Now I've got some glue seepage that came out here, so I'm going to wipe that out. The beauty of art glitter glue too is that it dries clear, so if I do have a little bit of seepage, it's not going to really matter a whole lot. You aren't going to see it. It's not going to leap out at you anyway. Okay, it looks pretty good, don't you think? I like it. Very pleased with that, and so easy. Really just takes a little time, but the end result is so cool. I'm totally going to do this more. I think you could make some really cool shapes that, you know, you see when they're purchased, but you never think you could actually make something yourself. So that's pretty neat. Alright, so let's bring in my card base. It's going to be real easy to finish this up now. I am not going to put an additional layer of foam tape or anything on this because it's thick enough, in my opinion, with the honeycomb inside of it. And if I wanted to mail this, that could cause a problem. Of course, I'm giving this to my husband, so it really didn't matter. But for the purposes of showing you guys, I want to be realistic, and I don't think that you'll really want to apply another layer to this card. Alright, so let's apply that down. Get it straight. Looking good. Alright, and then I'm going to apply my little butterfly here. I'm just going to apply the glue where the body is so that the wings can sit up. And I think I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to add one more item, and that is a clear gemstone heart right over here on top of the sentiment. I just attached that with a glue dot. This is also from Tim Holtz. And there we go. That's a beautiful card front, I think. Very elegant, very lovely. And then when you open it up, you've got this beautiful heart to go with it. That's the surprise, or the boom of the card, as I like to say. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll try making your own honeycomb. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. I hope you enjoy it with someone that you care about, and I'll be back soon. Take care. Bye. Keep the fun going and watch a few more videos. I have some things that you might be interested here on the right side of the video screen. Click on those to see some more, and please don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up before you go. Thank you, and have a great week.